We've had, for example, at Penn, but also at Harvard, other places, donors really speak out very forcefully, even make demands, as they would put it, about changes to be made. Back when I was practicing law, I know you did as well, we used to talk about a bad volleyball team where everybody goes to the same position. What are the respective positions, if it's done properly, of the trustees, the president administration, the faculty, and for that matter, donors? What should those positions be?
Look, I think to start with donors, I think donors are absolutely free to give to whatever organizations they want or not to, and to withhold for any reason they choose to, but they're not shareholders, so I don't think they should have a particularly loud voice in how a university is run. There is a governance system that's been in place for decades, if not centuries, in many cases, and that involves really trustees, the administration, and the faculty. Historically, trustees really focused on the financial viability of the organization. They did the budget. They reviewed the audit of the financials. They invested the endowment. They made sure that the entity was going to be viable for the long term, because these are meant to be perpetual institutions, of course. The president and the administration really run the business of the university day to day, and along with the faculty, they run all the academic affairs. And it's really been very rare, in my experience, really almost 2 decades, on a board of a university where the trustees get it all involved in academics. So I think they need to be careful about how much they reach into that area. And I know faculty are very concerned that they not reach too far into that area.
You mentioned 2 areas, academics on the one hand, finances on the other. Obviously, you're a prime example of somebody who's really, really knowledgeable in finance. It would make sense to have you on a board, and indeed chair of a board. There is a third area, though, which I would call reputational risk. I mean, existential risk for the institution that maybe includes both academics and finances. But who should be responsible for that, and what sort of people do you need at the table making those decisions?
Well, I think clearly if it's an existential sort of threat, I mean, everybody needs to be involved in that. I don't think trustees can sort of seize control, nor can the president do whatever the president wants to do, or the faculty take charge either. It probably needs to be everybody involved in something like that. But I don't think trustees should overreact in the situation of what could be a short-term crisis and take too much control. It still needs to be a collaborative effort, because that is the peculiar nature of governance in these institutions. They're not public companies, and they really aren't run by like public companies historically.